Happy Halloween, guys, and well, there's no tricks today, we only have a treat for you. And that is Herika version 2.0.2 is now available for download. Now, I know it's been a while since our previous update, and that's because there's been a lot of work in mainly refactoring and cleaning up the code which we currently have to make it a little bit more easier for future updates. We've also been doing a lot of testing with different features, a couple of experimental runs you'll see towards the end of the video. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. The Herika server UI has received a bit of a facelift. We've spent a little bit of time just making it look a bit better and improving just how the menus flow and all of that good stuff. One of the favourite things that we've managed to improve on is we have a configuration wizard. No more do you need to manually edit the JSON file. We have a very easy to follow wizard of all the configurations one can make for the Herika mod, and it will make setting up the mod very easy. We also have an import-export feature, so you can re-import different configurations. This is very useful if you're playing with multiple characters within Skyrim and need to change Herika's personality on the fly. We've also upgraded the distro to DwemerDistro 2. You will need to re-download it, and it's a little bit bigger in size. The reason being is we have a whole heap of new offline technologies which are automatically included with the distro install. We have text2vec, which allows you to save memories to ChromaDB using an offline service instead of having to rely on OpenAI. It doesn't have as many dimensions compared to OpenAI's Adder2 embedding service, but it's still pretty good. We haven't really noticed that much of a dip in quality compared to Adder2, and also it is very memory efficient. The local RISPer, which is the offline speech-to-text, which allows you to generate speech-to-text on your computer, is now pre-packaged with the distro, where you do have to manually turn it on because it is a bit more of a resource hog compared to the other services. And of course, we still have Mimic 3 for the offline text-to-speech service, and ChromaDB for storing and retrieving long-term memories. We've also added some new connectors for AI generation. The first one being OpenRouter, which is an online service similar to OpenAI's ChatGPT, but instead of running ChatGPT, it hosts a whole heap of other third-party large language models, such as Cynthia, Falcon, you name it. This is pretty good if you want to test out other large language models without having to have a beefy computer of your own, as it's more of a pay-as-you-go service. And then there's Oobabooga. I try to call these names. Anyway, it's pretty similar to Cobalt CPP. Personally, I found it a little bit harder to set up, but it's another offline program which you can run to run large language models on your own computer, and you can now connect to this service for that AI generation. We've also spent a bit of time reconfiguring how we save memories. We have an option available to create auto summaries of multiple memory events. How the memories are currently working is that each individual conversation is saved as a single memory, and then depending on how many you pull up in the prompt, will depend on how much information you can bring up. This isn't really as efficient. So what we have tried to do is make it so we take a whole heap of memories and then re-squish them all together to create a summary of all these memories, similar to how Herika fills in her diary entries by summarizing all the recent events. And then we call up these groups of memories is pretty much summaries instead of individual memory parts. This is pretty interesting experiment, as it does allow us to bring in more information per memory call, because we're summarizing a bunch of stuff, but it also means memories are a little bit more realistic, I would say, as you, as a person, don't remember everything in a perfect log. You just kind of mass together all of the events together, and you miss some information. We've also made it so with the memories, roughly 20% of the words are blanked out, because you're not going to remember all of the important details now, are you? And neither is Herika. Hey Herika, can you heal me, please?
There you go, all healed up. You know, Rangru, these wounds of yours are starting to become a regular occurrence.
So what you saw here is the ability to write custom commands for Herika. That whole healing command is a separate mod which you load after the Herika mod, and basically just do some configuration with the web server, and boom, you can add even more commands into Herika's rather large arsenal of verbal commands. And you can also go into the script itself, or the ESP for the Herika heal, and actually edit the type of spell which she will cast. The whole idea here, as you might guess, is the ability for you guys to write up your own custom functions, so you can get Herika to do other interesting things, so it will require a little bit of in-game scripting knowledge, especially SKSE.
Ah, would you look at that, Rangru? A snowy village in Winterhold, bustling with activity despite the winter chill. I can't help but notice how the pumpkins are placed strategically around the area, perhaps a festive touch in anticipation of some celebration. And oh, do you see that bench in the center? It seems inviting, as if it holds stories whispered among friends. These scattered chairs give off a sense of camaraderie, as if people come together despite the weather to share warmth and companionship. It's a beautiful sight, don't you think? Ah, Dragon's Reach in Whiterun, a sight to behold. The grandeur of this room is simply breathtaking. Look at those high ceilings and sturdy stone walls, reminding us of the strength and resilience of this place. And oh, do you see that dining table on the left? It seems like it has witnessed countless feasts and lively conversations. The chairs scattered about give the impression of gatherings and the warmth of companionship. But what truly catches my eye is that fireplace in the middle of the room, crackling with life and casting a gentle glow. Ah, would you look at that? A pumpkin-shaped character with a hat and a painted face standing there in the open. Quite the whimsical sight, isn't it? I can't help but appreciate the attention to detail, from the carefully carved features on the pumpkin's face to the perfectly chosen hat perched upon its stem. It's as if someone has brought this humble gourd to life, adding a touch of magic to the surroundings. Makes me wonder what adventures await in this outdoor realm of mystery and exploration.
If you didn't catch on, we gave Herika eyes. What we've done is we've added a new hotkey to the MCM menu called SoulGaze. You press that hotkey, and then Herika will visually describe whatever is on screen. Technically what's going on is we take a screenshot of whatever's on screen, send it over to an image-to-text AI server, in this case Llama CPP, and then we get a text description of what is in the picture, and then Herika will then describe it. This is a pretty big change, as currently everything Herika is actually seeing, quote-unquote, is actually just code we're feeding into her, and then the AI does a good job of pretending she's actually seeing this. This gives her actual visualization of what's going on in the game. When she's describing those pumpkins, for example, yeah, it's nowhere in the prompt code we're sending her. Yeah, it's pure visualization of the image at hand. I do want to be clear, this is still very experimental and buggy. It doesn't describe all the scenes perfectly, but this is still pretty brand new technology which is now available to the public. We also don't have a fantastic way of setting up the server yet. We just have a Google Colab script which you can run to bring up a Llama CPP image server. So if you can't get it working, don't worry about it. This will be refined in future updates. Anyway, that's all we have for you today, guys. Thank you very much for all your support. We're up to 15k unique downloads and over 2,000 people on the bloody Discord server. It's quite a crazy jump from when this mod was originally just a book summary tool. Anyway, from me and from Tyler, thank you very much, and we hope you guys enjoy this update. Take it easy.